Big updates announced for SEO agencies. The Google Core update is out. The clapping is happening. Clapperama, whatever you want to call it. And today I'm going to be running through exactly what it means for SEO agencies, because I think a lot of people talk about the Google Core updates, but they don't talk about it on the agency side or the freelancer side, which is how to deal with these crazy problems that come up, plus what this update actually means. So I'm going to share my screen now because I know that a lot of you are going to get questions from your clients about this, and I figured this is probably going to help you in some way. And if you're watching this and enjoying it, feel free to smash a like and also ask any questions that we have along the way. So if you've been living under a rock for the last 5 hours, and you might have missed this, last maybe 10 hours actually now, but basically Google have announced 2 different updates on the same day, right? Both of them absolutely massive, by the way. One is the core update and one is the spam update. Now, the spam update we'll come on to in a second. The core update basically affects holistically your whole client's site. And this is a massive issue because potentially some of your clients get hit and then they're going to come to you for answers. And even if you're doing link building, even if you're doing content, they're going to see you as a person that needs to help them when it comes down to this. So let's talk about some of these updates, what they mean for you, etc. We'll roll on to this, and we have the policies from Google will actually basically talk about the new core update and the Google core update and also the spam policies as well. So I'm going to show you exactly what this means. I've already been through it on an SEO channel video today, so I'm pretty well versed on these particular policies. But basically there's 3 big major things that we need to consider here, right? So with the March 2024 core update, the number one thing that we should start talking about is the expired domain abuse situation. So basically, Google have come along and said that we don't like expired domains. And if people are using them, for example, to just get ahead and get a head start when it comes to SEO and manipulate their rankings, for example, like buying a domain previously used by a medical site and then repurposing that for low quality casino content, that's a big problem. Now, if some of your clients, which they probably are using expired domains, then potentially they're going to get hit. Additionally, we've got to talk about scaled content abuse. Now, this is something we see massively in the industry, right? You got tools like, for example, all these auto login tools, all these automated AI generated tools, some of them good, some of them bad. But the problem is that a lot of clients don't really realize the difference between them. And then they're going to go off and start using all the cheap tools that can generate content at scale, thinking, oh, this is great, I can boost my rankings. The problem with that is Google clapping down on it, right? And if your clients are using like these auto blogging tools that provide little to no value to users, then that's a big risk for you. Because the thing is as well, let's say one of your clients gets hit by an update that comes along. Well, the problem with that, and Helene says hello again. Hello, welcome to the show. Feel free to ask me questions. Long time. We actually spoke, me and Helene, on the other live today on my SEO channel. But basically, one of the things that I talk inside my mastermind about, my SEO mastermind, is basically I actually warn clients because I'm scared of them using AI, especially in the wrong way, in case they actually abuse it. And what I say at the start of the mastermind is that if you're comfortable with the risks of AI, you can apply AI but scale faster. But it's a decision you have to make, right? Because the thing is, it's super high risk using AI. And so if people are actually, I can imagine that clients, they can get cheap content, they're very tempted to use it, they can scale up quicker, they don't have to pay for humans, and then they can get ahead. But the problem is, then they can take a hit later. And that's why I still don't recommend AI content to my clients. We still offer a human content service to our clients because of the risks of stuff like this coming along, right? The scaled content abuse. Now, Sarvesh says, hey, Julian, finally the update the whole SEO community was waiting for. I hope it does what it says. Yeah, I would agree with you there. And I'm going to come on to why in a second for anyone else watching this. So when it comes to the updates, one of the biggest things here is not just the content at scale abuse, which is pretty serious, not just the expired domain abuse, which again is pretty serious. And that does impact your clients, because if people are getting an unfair advantage, let's say with scaling content and then outranking your clients, well, they can take a big hit in their traffic, and that can hurt your client retention, which means that you make less money, and also your clients get annoyed with you, even if it isn't your fault. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about is site reputation abuse. Now, this is a massive issue because essentially, if you look, for example, parasite SEO, where people can just rank literally within 18 hours with LinkedIn, that's a problem for your clients, because if they're investing into their own websites with links, with content that they buy from you, for example, then the issue with that is they can't compete with LinkedIn. They can't compete with these other platforms. And I've actually proven it many, many times in my own LinkedIn profile. Like, if you look at my rankings for some of these articles, they're ranking within like 24 hours. If I go to my article section right here, you'll see this. So for example, this article on lead generation or DIY SEO course, usually these are ranking within 24 hours on the first page of Google. And it's too easy. You just create content with AI. And I'm going to click on change to English right here, and I'll show you an example. So you can see me ranking #1 with Parasite SEO. Now, the problem with that is that it gets abused, right? And then if you've got a client in that niche, well, they can't compete. And it's kind of an unfair advantage for their competitors. And they're only going to get annoyed at you if you're the freelancer or the agency providing that service to your client. And so these are a few things that I'm interested to see. I do actually hope there's some sort of reversal, because what I don't like to see, especially for our clients, is they're competing with Reddit on every single search term that they're trying to rank for, right? So if we wait for the metrics to load, after the helpful content update last year, after Google's massive update, probably the biggest update of the year, you can see that forums like, for example, Reddit started performing really well. Now, if you're an SEO agency or a freelancer, this is a big issue, because the problem is your clients are going to take a hit in traffic, because all the traffic is going to Reddit, all the search terms are going to Reddit, they're ranking for whatever keywords they want, and your clients can't compete with that, right? So if this gets reversed, then it's actually a really good thing for SEO agencies. And it's quite a positive step, because what you might see is that your clients' rankings go up. Now, if your clients' rankings are going to go up, they're going to be higher and they're going to be happier. And if they're happier, that means they're going to stick with you for longer. So it's really interesting to see what's going to happen next. This is going to take about a month to roll out, so I wouldn't recommend any sort of dramatic changes or anything like that. But definitely pay attention to what's going to happen over the next few weeks, because things are going to change in the SERPs for sure. The other thing you're going to see is that if you're giving reports to your clients, the traffic is going to be super, super temperamental. As an example of that, let me show you my websites right here. You know, like, for example, if we check out like this website, Astrological Eden, it's bouncing around a lot over the last week or so. So over time, the trajectory is really nice for this website. But if you've got a client site that looks like this, they're going to be like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? You know, because sometimes traffic's 322 clicks a day, then it goes up 100 to 25% in one day to 425. Then it goes down again to 363. And your client's going to be like, well, what's going on? Why are my content and my rankings so volatile in the SERPs? So if you're dealing with stuff like that, I would just tell your client, like, just stay calm, don't make any crazy changes, don't be tempted to update all your content, because for example, these clients as well that you're working with, for example, like marketing managers of big companies, if they see their rankings are volatile, they're prone to make emotional decisions. If they're prone to make emotional decisions, well, that can lead to stuff that's very illogical, because they're fearful, right? And so you have to kind of calm them down and say, don't do anything crazy yet, wait for the rollout to fully come out, and then see what happens after a month or two. And even then, there's not going to be enough data to actually make a careful and accurate analysis. Sabesh says, I still think AI is not going anywhere. It would be foolish to not use AI to assist in creating content now that they are so sophisticated, but not mass-generated AI content that doesn't add any value. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that going back to this mastermind, right? So for me, I'm not going to recommend to our clients, and this, again, is why I haven't sold auto-blogging content or anything else to our clients, is because it is prone to being low value on a mass scale, right? And so it's great for experiments. It's great for YouTube clients and for getting clients and leads from YouTube. But the biggest problem is that it's a risk to your client site. And if, like, you had a client like IKEA, for example, a massive company, they can't afford to use auto-blogging content because it's temperamental. Nobody knows what the long-term effects are. And your site could take a hit, your client's site could take a hit. It doesn't add any value. But yeah, if you're using AI in the content creation process, well, that's amazing. That's what you want, right? Because, for example, automating the SEO outline, automating the keyword research, automating the clusters, automating keyword cannibalization and avoiding that. These are all great things that you can do with AI that is low risk. It's not spamming. And the content that you create can be very, very high quality with AI as well. So yeah, these are a few of the things that you need to consider. What else would I say? I would say also what you might get from a lot of clients is asking them to do audits of their site, right? So they might come to you and say, listen, my rankings have taken a hit. I want to figure out why. One of the best things that you can do is just understand, okay, which pages have taken a hit from that client, right? So if we pull up my site, juliangoldie.com, what I would do if I'm auditing the client is, number one, I'm going to look at the backlink profile and figure out, okay, is it down to domain rating? Is it down to traffic? And additionally, what I would look at on Ahrefs, particularly, if you're not using Ahrefs as an agency, I think you probably should be, but I would look and compare week on week or month on month before and after the update and see which pages have taken the biggest hit, right? Because then you can figure out, okay, these are the pages that need re-optimizing after the core update is fully rolled out, and therefore we can look at improving it. Now, the thing about the core update is it affects a whole site holistically. So there might be other things that are more holistic, for example, like even the hosting speed, the backlinks pointing to the site. And these are all things that you can't solve overnight, right? The speed of the website, the architecture, the relevance of the content on the site, etc. And so these are things that you can't sort out overnight, but if you play in the long game and if you've got a good client, they will play the long game. And that's something else that you can look at as well. What else would I say? So inevitably, I think a percentage of clients will get hit as well. Like, so for example, if you look at the helpful content update, so many clients will get hit after that update because it was just such a universal thing that affected the internet. It was a decent percentage. If you checked on Twitter and the amount of people complaining, it was pretty crazy. Now, one final thing that I want to mention on this particular live is I had a client on the SEO agency channel live that I did earlier today. Let me pull that up for you and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I was doing a live video on my SEO channel right here, Julian Goldie SEO. And you can see I was doing a core update video right here, specifically for clients, right? So client facing stuff, not for agencies like this one. And someone asked me, like, why is your offer different from everyone else's? And because I've done the groundwork, I could easily pull up my SEO agency proposal and show them how my offer differentiates from everyone else's, right? And this is something I would highly recommend for you to do as well. It's like, be prepared for the question that a lot of clients or potential sales prospects are going to ask you, which is, why are you unique? Because sometimes what they're going to do is they're going to look at link builders on Upwork who are super cheap or Fiverr, and then they're going to look at you and they're going to go, oh, Julian Goldie's prices are more, and therefore we're going to go after that Fiverr.com guy. But the thing is, they don't understand the value. And so it's really the job of us as agency owners or freelancers to actually explain what the value is. And I'll come on to exactly how to do that in a second. So Vesh also says, Google's saying this update will focus on page level. Do you agree? Yeah, that's an interesting one. I saw that as well in the update. It was like, they're looking at page level versus the whole site. So it's going to be an interesting one because normally core updates are the whole site. I can't see how it's going to be page by page, but let's see how it goes. I don't want to make any judgments early because it's brand new and it's just come out today and it's just been announced 10 hours. So let's see. Only one way to find out, I would say. But yeah, just coming back onto that question that I got from a client earlier, which was like, how is your offer different from everyone else's? And I could say, right, you get the free SEO mastermind coaching program as a client. You get loads of keywords. You get an account manager. And these are all things that you should be doing as well to differentiate your service from everyone else's, because there's a million people on the internet selling SEO programs and selling SEO services. And so if you can differentiate your services from everyone else's by doing all these sort of things and figuring out what clients want and how you can deliver that and how you can give value beyond just building like links or just beyond creating competition, then you will win. And to give you an example of that, when clients sign up with us, they get access to the community, they get access to our classroom, and they get 2 coaching calls a week. It's the same with my agency mastermind, right? So if you join our agency mastermind, or if you become a client of ours, you actually get free access if you're a live client white labeling backlinks through us. But basically you get the agency roadmap. And one of the first things I recommend inside that is actually learning how to build offers that differentiate you and learning how to productize those offers from everyone else. And I don't care whether you sign up to the agency mastermind or not, like we're doing pretty well. But what I would say is that you really have to learn how to differentiate your offer from everyone else's when it comes to growing your agency. So that's pretty much it. I think that shows exactly what I wanted to explain today. I think that just don't let your clients panic. Don't let them get emotional. Explain what the updates are. You know what they are. So for example, expired domains, content scaled, and additionally, Parasite SEO probably will all get hit over the next week or so. And we're just going to see what happens. So if you want to order white label backlinks from us, we work with agencies specifically. You can order backlinks, links in the comments and description, and you can save 20% off with the coupon code white label. So if you type in white label right here, you can order backlinks instantly online and get backlinks that way. You can also join our agency mastermind, where you essentially learn how to get your next 5 or 10 new clients for your SEO agency in 90 days. And if you don't, I don't get paid, right? So if you want to learn more about that, links in the comments and description. You can sign up for a month and cancel anytime. You get an insane amount of value, including coaching calls from me, and feel free to book it in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.